So, welcome to yoga class this Monday. We're focusing on opening and aligning the spine. Go ahead and find that position where you're sitting down well in your sit bones. And let your hands rest in your lap or on the knees. Your spine upright. Elongate the back of your head towards the sky. Take a moment to listen to your surroundings. Sense yourself in this space where you are at. Temperature, sounds, maybe smells. And bring your hands together at the heart. Palms together, thumbs at the sternum. Feel your shoulders press back and down. As you lift up with the top of your head. A moment to feel the way you feel today, right now, right here. And notice what your body needs today. In this practice, I invite you to pay attention to those needs or that need that came up. To use this time to take care of yourself in the ways you need. Even and especially if that means doing something other than what I am guiding. So when you're ready, bring your thumbs up to the center of your forehead. Just lift up your hands. And then bring the thumbs back to the heart, symbolically linking the head and the heart together. And then I like to make a little bow, bowing to where you were at today. Back up. And bring your hands behind you, flat on the floor, fingers face are pointed towards your feet. And pressing back well into your hands, allow your belly to open, press down to lift the chest. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring the chin in towards the chest a little bit and roll arm back up into a neutral spine. And bring one hand to your knee, the other goes behind you, fingertips on the floor, and turn your belly, chest, and head. Twist. Taking that deep breath in and out. Bring it back to center. Other hand to the knee. Other fingertips come around to the floor. And twist through your belly button, chest, and head. Deep breath. Untwist. And walk your hands forward and slightly, or not slightly, slowly lower your chest down towards the ground and bow your head. Look up a little higher. And roll up your spine. Let your head and neck come up last. And bring one hand next to you. The other arm stretches up to the sky. And then lean over, bend the elbow. Staying in this leaning position. Inhale, lift the arm, bring the arm back over. Exhale, bring it up and over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. I think this is the last one. Bring it back up. Inhale. Hand down. Roll your shoulders a few times and just notice how you feel from side to side. One more shoulder roll. And then the other hand places on the floor. Then to do the other side, stretch that arm up. And then bend your elbow, lean over. Good stretch through the side rib cage. Keeping the lean. Inhale, open your arm. Exhale, bring it over. And 2 more. And then just inhale, bring it back up. Press into the ground and down. And bring your hands together at the heart. And then bring your arms down, make a big circle. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. Two more. Imagine you're scooping up and bringing in all nutrients, nutrients of good, deep, healthy breath. And bring your hands back, lean back, and bring your feet out. Good. And kind of circle around your toes for a moment, both directions. And then bring your feet back down, and we're going to sway the knees from side to side. And start off with kind of a gentle, not moving your knees down too far from side to side motion. And then as you feel more comfortable or flexible in the hips, you might notice that your knees can more easily come down closer to the floor. Pressing into the ground, opening up chest. Keep breathing. Inhale out on either side. Exhale as you bring the knees across. Come back to center and sit up a little higher. And hold on to the knees. And press the feet into the ground. Going to exhale and round your spine back. Draw the chin to the chest. Inhale. Draw your chest and belly forward. Open. Exhale as you draw back. Feel the belly button pull in. Inhale as you open. Go forward and back. The nice imagery that I like is to imagine a golden thread pulling, drawing my chest forward. And that same golden thread also pulling back from my upper back, drawing me back towards the ground or the space behind me. Golden thread pulling me forward. And back. And do one more full round, forward and back. And we're going to end on a forward position. So into that forward position and take a deep breath in. And relax. And stretch out one leg, keep the other knee up towards you. Then bring the knee out to the side and place your foot to be closer into your hips. And begin to fold over from the hip. Bending down, bowing your head. And take a deep breath in and out. Inhale and look up a little higher and use your hands to walk your weight up over the hip. And then we're going to do the other leg out, other foot bends, and then bring the knee out to the side and place your foot on the inside of your leg. And turn towards your straight leg and walk your hands down and fold over from the hip. Bow the top of your head to the foot. So bowing to the foot. If your head can touch your foot, I will be very, very impressed. And I would like to know. Take another few deep breaths here, maybe 2 more full breaths in and out. Begin to look up a little higher. And walk your hands back up. And weight over your hips. Bring your hands behind you again. Bend both knees, feet on the floor. Reverse table. So to move into reverse table, you want to start with your hands in a position where they will be under your shoulders when you lift your hips up like this. We're also looking to have the feet under the knees in this position so that you're like a tabletop and your table is sturdy with and in good alignment. We're going to do an inhale as you lift up. And exhale as you bring it down. Bending your elbows back. Good. About 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one for me. And come along to around into all fours in the other direction. So feet, so now facing the ground. And sit your hips back and chest forward into your child's pose. If you wish, you can turn your palms up and Breathe with the movement of your palms. So when you inhale, open and stretch the fingers, the palms open. And when you exhale, relax the fingers in, let your palms relax. I like to imagine like a glowing orb in each palm. With an inhale, that glowing orb gets bigger and brighter, so my fingers open. And when I exhale, it kind of condenses, becomes smaller, so my fingers relax inward. Wherever you are, just kind of find a good spot, breathe, where your head can be resting on the ground or a prop like your block. For about 5 more full breaths. And slowly turn your palms back down. And press your weight forward onto the forearms. And then up onto the hands and knees. I'm going to do just a few, like 3 to 5 cat and cows, beginning with the belly lowering, and then the back arching, rounding. Moving from one to the other. Last one for me. Come into neutral spine. Bring your knees a little wider on your mat. Still comfortable, but a little wider than hip width distance. And place one hand on the ground in the middle of your mat under your chest. And sway your hips from side to side like a happy puppy. And then let the arm that's not in the middle of your chest move with the hips, swaying under and up and over. Swaying with your hips and the flexibility in your spine. I like to inhale as I open and exhale as I bring it down and under. You can do whatever works for you. Sometimes I change that up as well. And go a little slower. Sometimes I exhale at the end of each arm movement. So I inhale as I open, and then I exhale at the top. Inhale as I bring it down. And I exhale at the very end when I reach. And we're going to do about 2 more. And on this last one, really reach up and bring your shoulder down to the floor and your head. And your top arm can walk up the mat and stretch out long ways or do whatever feels comfortable to you. The hips kind of send their weight back. Imagine all the muscles around your tailbone relaxing, opening. And slowly bring your hand back next to the head and press down to come back up. Untwist yourself. I'm going to make a little mental note of which side you just were lifting. Bring your knees back in. And just to get off of the knees, you have the option to lift up into down dog. Or if you're trying to take the weight off your wrists, come into a child's pose and bring the hands up. Or both. You can do both. Stretch through your back, the backs of your legs. And then from wherever you are, slowly make your way back into all fours. And bring your knees a little bit farther apart from each other. Whichever arm was in the center the last time, put the opposite hand in the middle under your chest and sway your hips from side to side. And let that arm that's not in the center move with your hips. And sway. Remember, you can breathe with this movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhaling as you transition. Exhaling at the end of that movement. as you open or reach. Do about 2 more. On your last one, bring your shoulder down to the floor and the side of your head. And walk that top arm up a little bit and let your hips and the weight of your hips reach and rest back. Good breath in the upper back. Bring the top hand next to your head. Press down and draw yourself back up. Very good. And come back either to sit on your knees or you can, if that's not available to you, you can bring a bolster, a big pillow on top of the calves, and sit back on that pillow so you're a little higher. Or if that's not available, come up simply up onto your knees. My head is going to be chopped off for a moment. And see what's possible for you today. We'll be here just a moment. So from here, bring the hands to the heart. I'm going to sit back so you can see me. And then bring the thumbs to the forehead. And back down to the heart. Stretch your arms straight up to the sky. Lift up your hands, look up to the sky. And we're going to make stars. So with your fists, kind of spray out your fingers as you exhale or inhale. Yeah, that makes sense. Imagine you're making stars above you. Opening and closing your fists. And then bring it back to your palms together, down to the heart. And then come back into sitting. Bring your legs around. And we are going to lay back. So go ahead and make sure you still have your prop nearby. It can be a pillow, blanket, a block, anything that you will be able to rest your hips on when you are lying down. Come down onto the mat. Stretch out. Let me see if this kitty is gonna want to stay here. And while you're here, the connection to the ground. Your heart resting. And then we're going to bring one knee up towards the chest. And give it a little hug in. I like to hold on underneath the knee. And sway the knee from side to side. When your knee is coming across the body, bring the opposite arm down and, the opposite arm from that leg holds onto the knee, kind of draws it over so you twist. You might stretch out that leg, let the shoulder rest. And bring that knee back and bring your hip back down. And then place it back onto the floor. To the other side, bring your knee up, give it a little hug. Let your knee open, like you're opening a door, like your hip joint is a little door hinge. Bring that knee over and open, cross. I inhale as I open, exhale as I pull the knee across and over my belly. And on this next one, bring the arm down so that when you push that arm down, it helps your legs stretch over, stretch out that leg and hip. So the chest open, your shoulder rest to the ground. Bring that hip back in and your hip back down. Use your arms on the floor to help give you some leverage there. And bring it back to the floor. Have your prop within hand's reach. Bend both knees, place your feet flat. Arms down by your sides, and going to slowly, okay, well, first feel your hips on the floor. Nestle your shoulders into the floor and your feet. And then slowly lift up your hips, one vertebrae at a time, and just come up to whatever height feels good to you right here. You don't have to go all the way up. And once your hips are up, bring your prop under you, under the hips, so that when you lay back down, your hips come onto that prop. Just stay here for a few breaths with your knees bent. Your palms might turn up, open. Optionally, from here, you have the option, as I alluded to stretch out one leg. Notice how that feels, if you like the feeling here. Just rest and breathe with this one leg stretching out. When you're ready, press that foot down so that you can draw your straight leg back up next to the other. Pause with your hips here, your feet both here. And then you may want to check out the other side. Stretch out the other leg down. Notice that sensation. Press the other foot down and slowly lift up the other knee. And pause here. Now you have the option to bring your feet in a little closer together and open up both knees in a butterfly pose. Welcome to open up the arms. Or you can always bring the arms in and give yourself a hug. To open up the back. And if you do so, a few breaths, and then make sure you switch so that the other arm is on top next time. Reopening and giving yourself a hug. The other arm on top. And open back up. And begin to walk your feet out a little farther and bring your knees back up. You have the option now to stretch out both feet straight out. Otherwise, if that's not comfortable, you can leave them bent, the knees bent. For a few breaths. Notice the sensation in your hips. When you're ready, slowly wiggle your fingers a little bit and your toes. Bend the knees. Bring them back up. Lift your hips up. And move this prop. Stretch your hips up to the sky one last time. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, stretch your arms up over the head. And just rest your arms over the head. And bring them back down next to your sides. There you go. Bring both knees into the chest. Give them a little hug in. If it feels good to you, rock side to side. Your back. Basic massage on the ground. Working out the kinks in the lower back. Just using your own body weight. And come back to center. When you're ready, release your arms and legs back down to the floor. And move into your comfortable pose for a few minutes of Shavasana. I enjoy having a bolster under my knees. It's always nice to have a little something, some weight over your body, whether that's over your whole body or just over your chest or hips, whatever you like. I like to have a blanket. You can nestle and yawn and just get a little cozy. Your face and lips might rest in a position as if you are about to smile. Feel your natural breath rhythm. Flow of your breath in and out. Body rooted to the floor. And to draw your tension back into a more maybe physical place, realm. You might see what it's like to bring a little bit of movement into your toes, feet, and fingers and hands. Maybe move and stretch a little bit in any way that calls to you. More than encouraged to circle around your ankles and your hand, your wrist. And ready. And make sure your knees are bent as you roll onto your side and rest your head on your arm. And then use your leg to stretch out and your hand to press down to bring yourself back up to sitting. You can come into any comfortable sitting position that works for you. At this point. Rest your hands in your lap for a moment and just notice how you feel. In class, with 3 circles of your arms, inhale up, exhale down into the heart, hands together, 2 more. And resting your hands at the heart, thumbs at the sternum. May this practice bring you peace, and may you share this peace with the world. Namaste. And thank you for practicing